Jammu and Kashmir Dogra front is staging a protest on the Kalyan Banerjee insult to Vice President Dhankar. Ajay Jandyal, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast to talk more about this. Ajay, if you can hear me. Ajay, if you're there with us. All right, perhaps Ajay is going to join us momentarily, but there's a protest going on after the opposition insulted the Vice President. And this is obviously becoming a political row of sorts. And as you can see, those were the images yesterday which went viral and of course were seen by the Vice President as well, who took great offense to this insult. And you could see the suspended member of parliament laughing and guffawing around this mimicry. Though there has been a clarification that has been furnished by Mr. Kalyan Banerjee, it does not seem to be sufficing the government or the Vice President, who seems to be absolutely upset with this. Ajay Jandyal, my colleague, is joining us on the phone line to talk more about this. Ajay, obviously, the insult to the Vice President is not being taken lightly by the Dogra front as they're staging a protest. All right, well, we'll get to Ajay momentarily, but this is becoming a political storm of sorts. 100+ member of parliament suspended already. They say that there were certain bills that they wanted to oppose, and that is the reason why they were thrown out of parliament. But the opposition, of course, responding to what the centre also said, that there were improprieties which were in fact committed within the floor of the House, and that's the reason why this happened. Ajay Jandyal is back with us. Ajay, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Ajay, the Vice President has been insulted, and of course there are protests happening, and the Dogra front is staging them.
Yes. Well, yes, Dogra from Jammu Kashmir is protesting here in Jammu and saying that insult of Vice President will not be tolerated because such things is happening in the country, and especially in the Parliament premises. That is really unfortunate, and that's why they are protesting here, holding the flags in their hands and also the posters of Vice President, Jagdeep Dhankar, as well as the poster of Kalyan Banerjee, and they are also applying, the ink on the face of Kalyan Banerjee's picture by saying that this is something which is not tolerable, and saying that government must take a decision and action against Kalyan Banerjee to bar him for fighting election in the coming time, in coming future, because this kind of attempt to insult a chair and insult a Vice President means that insulting the country and countrymen.
Ajay, you're absolutely right. This is something that has offended a number of people across the country, and a political storm has erupted. The Vice President also came out and said that this is something which is not acceptable. Insulting me is equivalent to insulting the people, the citizens of India, including the farmers. And he also went on to tweet that he received a phone call from the Prime Minister, and who expressed great pain over the theatrics of some of the honourable MPs, and that too in the Sacred Parliament complex yesterday. And the Vice President said that these are live shots coming in from outside of the Parliament. As you can see, Kalyan Banerjee, who was behind that mimicry, his face is being smeared. Ajay is still with us on the broadcast. Ajay, we're getting live shots from Jammu at this point in time. Try and speak to some people and understand what they feel about this insult and what kind of action they feel should be taken.
लाइव चल रहा है, खुद रहना, और जो कैमरा है वो चल रहा है ना, खुद नहीं आओ.
All right, these are live shots coming in. As you can see, Kalyan Banerjee's face has been smeared.
Hello.
All right, Ajay Jandyal trying to speak to people. Ajay, if you can hear me. Ajay, if you're there.
Yes, I can hear you.
Ajay, try and speak to these people and understand What exactly are they upset about? Of course, what happened yesterday was quite upsetting.
Well, I will try to speak to Ashok Gupta, who's who's the leader of Dogra Front Jammu Kashmir, that what he has to say. Ashok ji, protest आप कर रहे हैं तस्वीरों के साथ, क्या मांग है आप लोगों की, क्या कहेंगे?
संसद परिसर के अंदर की घटना जिसके अंदर उपराष्ट्रपति की मिमिक्रिंग की गई सरासर गलत है, अपमान है उसका। एक बंदा जो संविधान को चलाने वाला संसद भवन के अंदर है, जो संसद भवन के अंदर किस तरह से संविधान चलना चाहिए उसकी मिमिक्रिंग कर रहा है। वो ममता बनर्जी पार्टी का कल्याण बनर्जी, उसको ताउम्र के लिए चुनाव न लड़ पड़े इसकी घोषणा करनी चाहिए। और जिस परिवार ने 2-2 प्रधानमंत्री दिए उस पर बड़ा अभिमान है लोगों को, जिसने 2-2 प्रधानमंत्री दिए, और वो बंदा वो उस परिवार का सदस्य उनकी फोटोग्राफी कर रहा है कि बड़ा अच्छा कार्य हो रहा है, मिमिक्रिंग हो रही है, अच्छा हो रहा है, इसलिए फोटोग्राफी आ रही है। ये मजाक देश के संविधान के साथ किया गया है, ये मजाक 140 करोड़ जनता के साथ किया गया है, ये मजाक BR अम्बेडकर जी से किया गया है, क्योंकि यही उपराष्ट्रपति है जो वहां संविधान की रचना को लेकर के आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास कर रहा है।
So you can see they clearly saying that the action should be taken against the vice against the Kalyan Banerjee, who basically was doing mimicry, and also saying that a person who was photographing it, those who's making videography, that is really unfortunate, because a family who have given to Prime Minister of a country, if their member is doing such things, that is really shameful.
Ajay, it's important to realize what that gentleman said is actually true. The Constitution and the people who uphold the Constitution should not be getting into this bickering. They should not be, in fact, hitting each other below the belt. And you should try and speak with more people, Ajay, and get a sense of what the opposition is also saying at this point in time. They allege that they are not being given the room or the flexibility to put out their point of view, and they are protesting against that, and that is the reason why we see such a bitter atmosphere in the parliament.
Well, you rightly said, because if no doubt that being opposition, they have issues against the government, they have issues against the chair as well. But hitting beyond the below the belt is something really very serious, and that's why we have seen that not only in Jammu but in other part of the country the protests are taking place, and that is really unfortunate. And that's why they are protesting and saying that this is something which is not tolerable, and action is needed against against the member who was seen that how he was mimicking the vice president or chair, who is basically running the parliament, who is basically there to ensure that parliament runs properly. But if somebody is doing such thing, that is really unfortunate. You could see that they are continuously protesting over here, holding that flag, holding the flag in their hand, and they are saying that this is something really unfortunate. We'll try to speak to some other people as well, that what they have to say, but still protest is going on, and you could see that how they are applying ink on the faces of Kalyan Banerjee's picture, and saying that he's the man who basically is a culprit of insulting the constitution, insulting the 1.4 crore of 140 crore of population of the country, and also the Baba Saheb Ambedkar, who basically is behind the constitution. So it is insult of the country, and that's why they are protesting over here and saying that action is needed against Kalyan Banerjee, and he should be banned for the lifetime to fight any election in the coming time.
You're absolutely right, Ajay. Thank you for joining us.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.